As we already saw from the previous exercises, in DBT, the skills of assertive communication are one of the core concepts in the Interpersonal Effectiveness module. Today, we are going to further practice this skill by learning some of the basic assertiveness scripts that you can readily use whenever you want to resolve a conflict or state your opinions and emotions. These templates can serve as a quick reminder of how you can start the communication. This can save you time and mental energy, just as with the other skills that we've learned so far. In the second exercise, we will go over several interpersonal rights that can promote thinking more mindfully about what holds true for you right now and what you would like to further work on in some of the important relationships you have. Assertiveness scripts and interpersonal rights. Exercise 1, Assertiveness scripts. Being assertive is the middle ground between aggressive and passive communication. In this first exercise, we are going to look at 4 assertiveness scripts that you can use to express more clearly your point of view, your emotions, and needs. First, look at each of the 4 statements or beginning of sentences that can help you start more easily the assertive communication. Then, after each of them, think about a situation where you want to effectively communicate something in an important relationship with someone in your life. For example, your spouse or children, your colleagues or boss, your friends or relatives. Use the forms below to help you formulate the request or expression of opinions and emotions that you want to make about the situation. Let's start. Number 1, I think. With this formulation, you are expressing the facts of the situation and your perception of them. Don't attack the other person and don't judge them. Refrain from making assumptions about where they stand on the subject or what their opinions and emotions are. For example, I think that we should visit our parents more often. We last saw them 2 months ago and we live in the same city. Or, I think that we are only going to the places you prefer. We've been to the movies twice last week. You can pause the video and write down in the worksheet how you would phrase your thoughts on the subject that you have in mind. Good job! Number 2, I feel. This assertiveness statement refers to emotions about the situation. Try not to use you statements, as in, you make me feel lonely and irrelevant. The message will be clearly conveyed if you use simple I feel statements. You will state how you feel, and at the same time, you'll maintain an atmosphere of mutual validation and respect. Examples. I feel anxious about the future when I think about our financial situation. I feel like I don't matter and like I am rejected. Now pause the video and write down how you would express your emotions when it comes to the situation that you chose to work on. Great! Number 3, I want. After you've expressed your thoughts and emotions on the subject, the third statement that you can use is about expressing your need to the person you are talking to. Note that you can ask the other person for a change in their actions or behavior, and not a change in what they think or how they feel about the subject. Request only one thing, like your priority, and not several things, because that will be more complicated for the other person to follow through. It is optimal if you ask for a behavioral change that is specific, timely, and doable. For example, it is too vague to ask somebody to be better when it comes to spending money. That is not specific enough, and it is very broad, which makes it less actionable. Look at the examples below so that you can get a clearer picture of how you can convey your needs. I want you to spend 2 hours every day doing your homework and studying. Or, I want us to spend at least one evening a week together so that we'll have some quality time in our relationship. Now pause the video and write down how you would phrase expressing your needs when it comes to the situation you are working on. Good job! Exercise 2, Interpersonal Rights. In this second exercise, We will shortly go over some of the most important interpersonal rights that we all have, no matter what the situation is or who we are building the relationship with. In the interpersonal relationships that we all have the right to say what we feel, express our opinions even if we disagree with somebody, say no to a request and not feel guilty about it, set boundaries with other people. Take the time to think about a request somebody is asking for. Take the time to make a decision about something. Be treated with respect. When you look at the statements above, which one do you think you'll benefit from internalizing more? Think of a current relationship situation and the interpersonal right that is relevant to it. And think about the potential result that you would have if you acted more according to the interpersonal right you want to work on. What would be different? How would the quality of the relationship increase? Pause the video and take your time to think about this and write your answers in the worksheet. Good job! This has been the exercise Assertiveness Scripts and Interpersonal Rights. Thank you for joining us and see you in the next video.